Hello everybody, Trinket here again, just making a quick video for you guys on how to Windwalker DPS in BFA. Took me a little bit to make this video. I didn't really feel comfortable making a video earlier, just because the expansion just released. I knew things were going to get nerfed, like the blackout kick trait. A lot of stuff being nerfed here and there. As right system kind of sucks. That kind of demoralized me too, just because I didn't want to deal with it and I had to go through and read and all that stuff. Finally learned a good amount about it, and I'm pretty solid and comfortable with my ability to DPS now. Another reason for the delay is because I really hate Windwalker damage right now. Literally, Touch of Karma being your top damage ability in most fights is ridiculous. I hate the gameplay of it. It's just a stupid way to do damage. Literally, you have to take damage to do damage. For those of you who are deciding on like a class to play, it's still fun. That just makes it tedious and annoying. All right. That being said, we're going to go over a few things. We're going to go over stat priority, as per usual. Then we're going to go over traits and talents. And then gear a little bit, but that goes along in with stat priority. So first and foremost, we'll go get started. So stat priorities. You guys can see I'm 370 equipped, 374 unequipped, because I got a few rings that have too much haste on it and stuff like that. So anyways, stat priority. Agility is your primary number one, so you always want agility food in raids if you can get it, like the feast, or other than that, you're going to be rocking versatility food because versatility is going to be your primary secondary stat. Mine is rather low. I can get up to like 10%, but I will sacrifice a lot of crit and a lot of mastery, and I want to deal with it. So I can prioritize my items a little bit better. My versatility is unfortunately not where it needs to be. It is a little bit low. After that, crit and mastery are pretty much equal to each other. I personally like a little bit higher crit than mastery. Eventually, over time, my mastery will eclipse my critical strike, but at the current moment, they're pretty equal to each other. And the reason why they're equal is because you may have higher crit chance, but if you have lower mastery, you'll crit more, but you'll do less damage on those crits because your mastery pretty much increases the damage done in your next ability if it isn't the same ability as before. Now, if you have more mastery and you crit less, your crits will do more damage because you have more mastery and you're doing a different ability, like going from block kick to rising sun kick, and that rising sun kick crits. I apologize, crits. It's going to do more damage because you have more mastery, and the crit is going to be that much harder. So that's why they're pretty much equal. I personally like a lot more crit for AOE situations, things like that. But like with Serenity, if you get those crits in, higher chance of crit, you're going to do a lot more damage on your touch of death phase and stuff like that. That's why I personally like touch, not touch of death. It's personally like crit more. So that's the main reason. Sorry if I stutter a lot. Just me. All right. All right. So now when it comes to traits, so there is a website called Blood Mallet, another one called Hero Damage. So I personally do not like simming. I do not like having to deal with that kind of shit. Do not like logging or anything like that. I am not a min-maxer. I just do what I do, and I do decent damage, right? I am not the best monk in the world, but apparently you guys told me that my how-to videos do help you out a lot with learning the rotations and stuff like that. And again, the only rotation we have here in monk is your burst phase. Everything else is just a spell priority, cast priority. So yeah, I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. You only have one rotation, that's your burst phase. Everything else is literally spell priority, like touch of karma on the cooldown. If there's something to take damage on, there are certain fights where you can actually time it to a T. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it. So when it comes to Azerite gear, as you guys can see here, Laser Matrix is number one, raid item Azerite gear, and then Archive of Titans is strong number two, and even at lower levels, Laser Matrix at +5 or more still number one, and Archive of Titans still number two. So like right now I only have a +6, but I only have Archive of Titans, so that's what I'm rocking. Then Open Palm Strikes, Dagger in the back. And as you can see, literally just go down the list and it'll let you know. Play around with it. If you have like a 355 Open Palm Strikes, but you have like a 370 like Filthy Transfusion, I don't know, figure it out, see what you do. But for the most part, just follow this. And this is a simple guide. Now, and then you click here, tier 2, literally tells you your tier 2s. Pretty straightforward, easy to follow. Makes me having to explain things a lot easier and a lot less time consuming. And then the best part about this website is the trinket breakdown. Literally, again, that easy. It tells you exactly what you need to do. So I have a 370 Doom's Wake, and that beats out my 340 Lustrous Golden Plumage, which only does 652, where this one does 830 DPS. So literally calculates it out pretty easy for you. So I do have a First Mate Spyglass at 370, which as you can see here does 782 DPS according to the numbers. It does get beat out by my Dark Moon Fathoms card by 872, but I do like high crits for burst phase and stuff like that. So I may or may not be giving myself by using that 370 first mate spyglass over the Dark Moon's Fathom deck, but I just been playing around. That's what I've seen. I haven't really been using Darkmoon in a while, so I may go back to it. But technically, it does beat out my first mate spyglass at 370. I just mess around with them, so it's really up to you guys on what you guys want to do. All right, so that's that. So now we're gonna go over our talents. So talents. Oops. There are a few different ways. There's 3 main DPS talents out there, or 3 DPS things. Everything else should be pretty much set in stone for you. The last 2 tiers are where all your DPS comes from. So first level, chi burst, 30-second cooldown, but when it hits a target, gives you 1 chi, maximum 2 chi for, let's say you hit 10 targets, you only get 2 maximum back. This thing's amazing for AOE fights or any time you can hit 2 targets with it. You get 2 free chi back and does damage and it heals people. Super awesome. Chi waves, garbage. Tiger, garbage. Chi's Torpedo, Tiger's Lust, you can use whichever one you prefer. I like Tiger's Lust because you can cast it on other people. If there's a debuff mechanic or something like that that puts a root on somebody, does damage. Like I think that Surge Water boss, whatever the hell his name is in Shrine, the first boss, when they get rooted, I believe you can just, it's pretty much like a freedom. Tiger's Lust them out and you're golden. I think it works on that one. I'm not too sure. Anyways, that's why I choose it. Fist is the White Tiger. I will probably be calling this Strike of the Windlord this entire time just because I cannot get... I'm stuck with Strike of the Windlord, but Fist of the White Tiger, Strike of the Windlord ability from your artifact from Legion. Great ability, 30-second cooldown, gives you 3 chi and does damage. Pretty much you want to use this on cooldown when you have 2 or less chi. If you have 3 chi, don't use it. Only use it when you have 2 or less. Because if you use it in 3, you literally just waste the chi by casting it. I'm going to update my weak orders and make it to where it has that requirement in it. If I have 2 chi, if I have 3 chi, it doesn't light up for me, so I know not to use it. Energized Elixir, I'm sure you can use. 1 minute cooldown, gives you a full energy bar, but 2 chi. I don't like it. I've never even tried it. I just don't like it. Maximizing your damage. Good Karma is number 1. No way to beat it. You literally take 50% extra more of your health. So 150% of your health being redirected to the target. Super stupid ability. I hate it. They're getting rid of it 8.1. Hopefully they give us something back to make up for the literally like at end of fights that thing does like 500, 600,000 damage. It's insane. And raid fights and things like that. So good Karma. If you're doing Mythic Plus and you need like a Ring of Peace for like Necrotic to prevent ads from getting to your tank, you use Ring of Peace in that situation. Because like in a boss fight, good Karma, yeah, although good, and some Mythic Plus, you can't even really take damage from certain abilities. Defensive, some people use Ender Trade, some people use Diffuse Magic. If it's all a magic fight, use Diffuse Magic, no brainer. If it's a fight or a dungeon where things switch up, physical, shadow, whatever, use Dampen Harm. I just like to keep Dampen Harm at all times, makes it easy for me not to have to swap out. And again, the bigger attacks will be reduced by more than the smaller attacks. Now, you have 2 ways to do single target and 1 way to do AoE. So we will go with the Juen and Serenity. By the way, if I say Juen wrong, my bad. I just don't know. Whatever. So I am more comfortable with Serenity and Juen as number 1 single target like dealing. Sorry for that on. Very, very easy, very comfortable. It's just like Nighthold tier in Legion. Exact same rotation. Nothing really new to it. So now trinkets again. So if you have the Lustrous Golden Plumage at a 370, definitely rock that shit. It's an amazing trinket. Because once you pop it, you have instant damage for 20 seconds. It's insane. Now, see, I have a Doom's Wake at 370. Doom's Wake works a little bit different. So I'm going to explain how I use my Doom's Wake. So as you can see here, it gives you 379 agility every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. So stacking maximum pretty much 5 times. So roughly like what, 1500, 1600 agility, pretty solid. So since this has to build up, I pop this right after my pre-pot, so that by the time I'm in my Touch of Death phase, I get those at least 6 to 8 seconds of pure damage in on that Touch of Death phase. At really like min-maxing it. So that's why we'll be popping my Doom's Wake second, right after pre-pot. And then the rotation, just so you know, when I go in there, I like to Tiger's Palm twice with Serenity. So Serenity, when you use your spenders, you guys should know how Serenity works. When you use your spenders, you don't use any of your chi. The reason why I Tiger's Palm twice is to get 4 chi, so that when I'm out of Serenity, I'm kind of min-maxing DPS. I can just like Rising Sun Kick or Blackout Kick and then pop Tiger's Palm again, and I have that much chi just available to me like right away. So pretty much in this burst phase, you can get about 4 Rising Sun kicks in. You'll only get about 3 of them in your Touch of Death phase. If you're hasted with like Lust, you'll get 3 in, sometimes only 2. But the way I do it is I get in the full Serenity phase, I can get 4 Rising Sun kicks in, and then right at the end of it, if you do it fast enough, with at least 6 haste from what I'm seeing, you can right at the very end get a free Fist of Fury out. So I will be going somewhat slow when it comes to the build up, but once I hit that Touch of Death, I'm gonna go real fast just to show you how to maximize the DPS. All right, so pre-pot, I'm not using any pots, they're super expensive, and I lost about 130k in raid last night, so yeah, not popping any pots. So pre-pot, and then I will pop Doom's Wake, and then I'm gonna go to pop I'm gonna go in Tiger's Palm twice. I will pop Tiger, then I will pop Serenity, Touch of Death, Rising Sun Kick, and then I'm gonna blackout kick, Rising Sun Kick again, and then just keep doing that over and over again until I get 4 of them out, and then right at the end, I'm gonna Fist of Fury. All right, so this is how it goes. Let's do a little timer.
3, 2,
1 second pre-pot.
1.
Doom's Wake, kick in, and then Tiger's Palm, Tiger, Serenity, Touch of Death, Rising Sun Kick, blackout, Rising Sun, blackout, Rising Sun, blackout, Rising Sun, right here. Oh, I got it in. Yes, victory. Oh, I'm gonna get clipped so hard with that. Anyways, and after that, it's just a spell priority. It's literally just blackout kick until you can do Rising Sun Kick on cooldown, Fist of Fury on cooldown. And you can see that chi burst gave me 2 chi back because I hit that other dummy. And literally, and as you can see, I have less than 2 chi, so I'm gonna pop the Fist of the White Tiger, whatever it's called now. And literally, you just do this over and over again until your cooldowns line up perfectly again. Just redo it over and over and over again. Now, the shitty part about this is I can't show you how to touch a Karma on a burst damage fight. So, if like there's fights like Mother where like flames will come out during your burst damage phase, if you can get your Touch of Karma ticks into your Touch of Death, that's literally the best way to min-max. Like, you're going to do maximum damage all the time. It's crazy, but it is very, unfortunately, difficult to do that because you have to take damage and you have to pop your burst phase. Like, it's just very, very hard to do. You will have to find a way to do Touch of Karma during your burst phase or whatever you need to do. Touch of Karma is an instant cast. Like, I believe it's off of GCD, so you can pop it immediately. Just try not to ever have to pop it during a Fist of Fury or anything like that, because then you're going to lose a lot of damage. But literally, that's all you do. So we're going to wait for these cooldowns to come back up, and I'm just going to change over to Rolling Dragon Punch because the other one is just Rolling Dragon Punch and just one. Exact same rotation, just it's not blackout kick, Rising Sun Kick anymore. It's literally just spell priority in your burst phase. So I'll show you guys how I will do damage there. I believe I probably peaked up on that little fight there to about 30k maybe. It's probably going to be a little bit more, if not equal to it. They're exact same way. It's just really on how you prefer to play or the fight. Some require a little bit of AOE, where Rolling Dragon Punch will come in really well. If it's strictly just only single target, you may just want to do the Blackout Kick one. Given the Blackout Kick one and Rising Sun Kick may not be the best right now, that's what I'm comfortable with. That's why I keep rocking with it. All right, so here we go. Rolling Dragon Punch time. So literally, exact same thing. You pop Tiger. So pre-pot, my Doom's Wake. Then I'm going to jump in Tiger's Palm twice. Then I'm going to pop SCF onto the target, make sure they're hitting. Then I'm going to pop my Tiger, Touch of Death, and then and then Rising Sun Kick, and then Fist of Fury, and then I'm going to Rolling Dragon Punch. And you can possibly get, if you're fast enough, get a Blackout Kick final into your Touch of Death right at the very end of it. So we're going to go for it. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Doom's Wake, kick in, Tiger's Palm twice, SEF, so they're on the target, Tiger, Rising Sun Kick, oh yeah, White Tiger, Trinket Lord, whatever you want to call it, all the way in, and as you see, I didn't first too high, but I got about 24, really, I didn't get a lot of crits on that one, but sometimes you trip like 30k as well. It's really just based on your crits. And then, again, just spell priority, Fist of Fury on cooldown. And that's literally it. Like, just keep doing it over and over again. And Dragon Punch. That's it. Alright. So now, final one. So I'm just gonna cut this because my cooldowns are pretty high. So we're back. So now we're gonna show you AOE. So literally AOE rushing Jadewen is crazy OP, and ruling Dragon Punch is crazy OP for AOE as well. So literally, your burst phase is the exact same thing as if you had the Tiger. You just don't have Tiger, and you do not cast rushing Jadewen. Rushing Jadewen should only be cast if there's like 3 targets or more, I believe. But pretty much all you really want to do is as much AOE abilities as you can. So Fist of Fury, as much as possible on cooldown. Ruling Dragon Punch on cooldown. Rushing Jadewen should be on at all times. And then when off cooldown, you kind of want to hit every target with an attack so that they get debuffed with the spinning crank kick ability. What's it called? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Yeah, so spinning crank kicks damage is increased by 10% for each unique target you struck within the last 15 seconds. By Tiger's Palm, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick. All right, so pretty much any single target ability that you have, if you cast it on them, if you attack different targets, then when you do your spinning crank kick, you do 10% more damage. So literally, when you have 2 chi, just an AoE fight, just spinning crank kick. Literally all you do. So like there's a fight, Zekvos, where AoE phase comes out. I have about 2 chi, and then right when the ad comes out, I'm pretty much pop my Russian Jadewen, and then I don't kick in, I just get to him, and then I do that, and I pop my SCF, and Fist of Fury, and then Fist of the White Tiger, Rising Sun Kick, and then Ruling Dragon Punch. And honestly, you probably don't even want a single target stuff. You just want to spinning crank kick all day. And then if you have SCF up again, pop it again. And you see my Rushing Jadewen went away. If you use a Tiger's Palm right at 50, right at 50 energy, it will make your Rushing Jadewen go away because you literally spend all your energy. So very, very important you don't go down, otherwise you have to recast it. But that's pretty much it. Just do that over and over again. Just literally spinning crank for days. But your Ruling Dragon Punch is your big damage ability. So make sure when you're about to burst AoE, you have that ready to go. Like I'll show you fights where I time it perfectly to make sure I maximize my DPS on AoE. All right, so this is a single target fight. Me and my other monk, he's actually our raid leader. I'm Serenity spec, and he's Ruling Dragon Punch. So you're actually going to see our DPS meters here. We're pretty much neck and neck the entire like first half of the fight, or like the first minute in the fight. So I will be pausing this. This is a good example to show you how to pop Karma and stuff like that on the fight. This is like the perfect fight for Karma and single target abilities with the Tiger and everything. So I'm going to just go over it. I'll pause it here and there just to show you what it looks like. All right, so here we go.
You guys can go right off the bat,
1.
after the flames.
By the way, this is a raid. So just so you know, there's gonna be noise and stuff in the back with other people talking. So just so you know. So it's right there, Tiger's Palm twice down here already. I have sorry for the play button there, but I have 4 chi already. Then I'm gonna start the rotation just like I explained it earlier. Tiger, set the death, Rising Sun, back and forth. So I do mess up on this fight after watching.
Beware.
So there goes my Karma. It's gone. All right, so right here, I did mess up. I Fist of Fury when I should have Blackout Kicked one more time and then Rising Sun Kicked and then got that free Fist of Fury right at the end. I messed up big time there. I lost out on a lot of damage. But even then, as you can look over here, we're pretty much neck and neck. My touch of Karma's going to catch up with his real quick. Watch.
Taste the follow once we sort of equalize.
So now we're just fighting back and forth. So you can do both. We're just fighting back and forth there. And as you can see throughout the entire fight, we're pretty much just fighting back and forth for damage this entire time. And then I die. And then he wins. But yeah, that's literally it. See, we're even later in the phase, we're pretty close to each other. He did start to pull ahead of me. But that's because he called out wrong and I should have been on that side doing AoE already. But we didn't. So we go in. I go in after the tank. And yeah, and then we wipe pretty much. So I don't know. But even then, look, we're pretty much neck and neck. All right, this video's getting too long. All right, done. All right, so this video is already super long, more than I anticipated. So anyways, this is going to be AoE fight showing me using Ruling Dragon Punch and Rushing Jadewen. It is a perfect fight. You're going to see the other monk whooping my ass because he chose Tiger on this fight rather than Rushing Jadewen. So you're going to see exactly what the difference is. On burst fight, single target, he will beat me. But when it comes to the burst phase, you're going to see I annihilate the rest of the competition almost. I do mess up, and I'll show you guys exactly. So we're going to go through the burst phase real quick. So the burst phase you guys already seen. This fight on Mythic Zekvos, you wanted Karma in his bubbles. So where is his bubble? Right here. So as you can see, right here, finishing my touch of karma, and then instant, or not my fist of karma, fist of fury. Then right there, as you can see, my karma's already off, and we're fighting back and forth for DPS. He ends up with my ass though. With his, as you can see, that's him right there. So that's him right there. There's me. And as you can see, he's whooping my ass because he had Tiger, which is really strong on single target. But we're gonna fast forward. We're gonna go to right here to the burst phase. So I did time this to a T. Right now I'm actually casting chi burst, which I messed up on big time. I should have saved that for when the ads pops. I could have got 2 chi rather than 1. But this is pretty much the fight. Here we go. Let me see. A little fast forward. Oh no, there it is. There's chi burst. It's gone. So right here. Actually, just so you guys know, so I am saving. So right here, this entire time, I am saving that Ruling Dragon Punch because I know.
Everyone got on top.
So there's the ad. Nerubian Void Weaver, so it needs to be killed. Here's our interrupt rotation. We're ready to go. As you can see, my Ruling Dragon Punch is saved. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna pop Rushing Jadewind first, and then he's gonna the DK's gonna mass grip everything in there. And then I'm gonna Fist of Fury. And then since I don't have any chi after that Fist of Fury, I'm going to do the Strike of the White Tiger, whatever it's called. And then I'm going to Rolling Dragon Punch after the Rising Sun Kick. So here we go.
Grips and the stuns. This is Craxy's ring. Oh, you can go first.
All right, and then literally just spinning crane kick until your little heart stops. All right, you know.
I got the fudge metal. Do we get Ursula's?
3, 2, 1.
All right, that's literally it. As you can see here, I was number 3. I got beat by an Outlaw Rogue and a Demon Hunter, which has crazy burst damage. And even one of the fights, that Outlaw Rogue ended up hitting like 32k or something like that on his AOE. But for the most part, that's literally what you do. I did mess up there. I didn't save my chi burst for the ad phase, but that's literally it. That's how you AOE in certain situations for it. It's crazy fun. This is also a really good fight to pop your karma. But if you miss your karma, you won't be top 3. If you hold on to your karma too long and don't keep it on cooldown nonstop, you're gonna lose a lot of damage real quick. That's the shitty part about Monk right now. You have to use karma. And sorry, I hate to be complaining about that kind of stuff, but that's the unfun side of Monk right now. Everything else still really fun. Touch of karma, not fun. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out. For those of you who are new to this channel, watching guides, I know this video is very long. I don't mean to, but this just shows the perfect example on how to do damage. If you like what you saw, hit the sub button. I really appreciate it. Join the syndicate and hang out. I would really appreciate that. And for those of you who've been back over and over again, thank you guys so much for the support. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.